In the heart of the Canadian Rockies stands the Banff Springs Hotel, a luxurious retreat renowned for its stunning architecture and breathtaking scenery. But beneath its grandeur lies a dark and chilling secret tales of restless spirits and ghostly apparitions that have haunted the halls for over a century. Welcome to the haunted Banff Springs Hotel. Among the numerous ghost stories associated with the Banff Springs Hotel, none is more chilling than the legend of Room 873. This room is said to be the epicenter of the hotel's paranormal activity. Guests and staff alike have reported strange occurrences, from flickering lights and unexplained noises to ghostly apparitions and sudden drops in temperature. The most unsettling aspect of Room 873, however, is the tragic tale of a family who met their untimely end within its walls. The room was once the scene of a horrific murder-suicide. According to legend, a father, driven by an unknown force, murdered his wife and young daughter before taking his own life. The hotel management, unable to cleanse the room of its dark energy, sealed it off. But the paranormal activities persisted. Today, Room 873 no longer officially exists. Its door bricked up and the room numbers around it adjusted to maintain the illusion. But those who know where to look can still find the telltale signs of its presence. The story begins in the early 1920s, when a well-to-do family from Montreal checked into Room 873. The family consisted of a father, a mother, and their young daughter, eager to enjoy the luxurious amenities and scenic beauty of the Banff Springs Hotel. However, their idyllic vacation took a sinister turn on their second night. Guests in adjacent rooms reported hearing raised voices and anguished cries emanating from Room 873 late into the night. According to these accounts, the disturbance culminated in a series of loud bangs followed by an eerie silence. When hotel staff entered the room the next morning, they were met with a gruesome scene. The father lay dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, while the mother and daughter were found lifeless in their beds, victims of the father's inexplicable rage. The tragedy left a deep scar on the hotel, and the room was immediately sealed off. Despite these measures, guests and staff continued to report strange occurrences. Housekeeping staff, tasked with cleaning the room next to 873, found bloody handprints reappearing on the mirrors no matter how many times they were wiped away. Guests in nearby rooms reported feeling an oppressive presence, as if they were being watched, and hearing disembodied whispers and sobs in the dead of night. One particularly harrowing account comes from a guest who awoke in the middle of the night to find a spectral figure standing at the foot of his bed. The figure, a man with hollow eyes and a menacing presence, simply stared at him before fading into the darkness. The guest fled the room, never to return. The paranormal phenomena associated with Room 873 are not limited to ghostly apparitions and eerie sounds. Some guests have reported experiencing intense, vivid nightmares while staying in rooms near 873. These dreams often involve scenes of violence and despair, leading many to believe that the malevolent energy from the room seeps into the surrounding areas. One guest, after staying near Room 873, recounted a nightmare in which she witnessed the murder-suicide in horrifying detail, only to wake up with unexplained bruises on her arms. The most compelling ghostly encounters in Room 873 have been reported by both guests and staff. One night, a guest staying in the room next door heard frantic knocking and a child's voice pleading for help. When security investigated, they found the hallway empty, the door to Room 873 firmly closed. Another guest described waking up to the sensation of being watched, only to see the ghostly figure of a little girl standing by the window, her expression one of sorrow and longing. A former staff member recalled an experience that left her shaken to the core. While on her nightly rounds, she heard faint whispering coming from Room 873. As she approached, the door slowly creaked open, and a chilling breeze swept past her. She peered inside and saw the room as it must have looked decades ago, complete with period furnishings and decor. In the middle of the room stood the ghostly figure of a woman, her eyes filled with despair. The staff member backed away in terror, the door slamming shut as she fled down the hallway. These encounters are not limited to Room 873. The hotel's grand staircase is said to be haunted by the ghost of a bride who met a tragic end on her wedding day. According to legend, the bride was descending the staircase in her gown when she tripped on the hem, causing her to fall to her death. Guests and staff have reported seeing her apparition, still in her wedding dress, wandering the staircase and ballroom, searching for her lost love. Another spectral resident is the Bellman, Sam Macaulay, who worked at the hotel during the 1960s. Sam was known for his impeccable service and friendly demeanor, traits he seems to have retained even in death. Guests have reported encounters with a helpful bellman who assists with their luggage, only to vanish without a trace. When shown photographs of past employees, they invariably identify Sam as the ghostly bellman. The ghost bride is one of the most frequently sighted apparitions in the hotel. She has been seen by numerous guests, sometimes gliding gracefully down the staircase, other times appearing in the ballroom, her dress flowing around her as if caught in an eternal dance. Her presence is often accompanied by the faint strains of music from a bygone era, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Some guests have even claimed to feel a cold, ghostly hand brush against theirs as they walk the halls, a fleeting touch from the tragic bride. The hotel's history is filled with other spectral sightings as well. The ghost of a former bartender is said to still serve drinks in the lounge, his apparition appearing to guests who arrive late at night. One couple, arriving after midnight, reported seeing a bartender in old-fashioned attire serving drinks at the bar. When they approached, the figure vanished, leaving them in stunned silence. The staff also tell tales of a ghostly maid who continues to perform her duties long after her death. She has been seen in various parts of the hotel, tidying rooms and arranging linens. One guest reported returning to his room to find it meticulously cleaned and organized, despite having specifically requested no housekeeping service. When he inquired at the front desk, he was told no maid had been assigned to his room that day. The hotel's paranormal allure has even caught the attention of professional ghost hunters and paranormal investigators. Numerous television shows and documentaries have featured the Banff Springs Hotel, each attempting to capture evidence of its spectral inhabitants. Investigators have recorded unexplained electromagnetic readings, captured eerie voices on audio devices, and even filmed ghostly apparitions. These findings have only fueled the fascination with the hotel, drawing more visitors eager to experience the supernatural for themselves. So the next time you find yourself in the Canadian Rockies, consider a visit to the Banff Springs Hotel. Walk its grand hallways, stay in its luxurious rooms, and perhaps, if you are brave enough, seek out the haunted room 873. But be warned, once you step into the castle in the Rockies, you may never look at the world the same way again. The mystique endures.